I found Darren. Darren's re-represented me 3 times in the past year and change. I found him, I guess, more as by default or less, hurrah, so to speak, on my slip and fall case with RDV Center in Maitland. Nobody wanted to take that case. I went through several different attorneys, finally reached out to a big firm in South Florida that I know, and they referred me to Darren.
Wow.
So I was lucky to even find somebody that would even take this case. I had so many that wouldn't touch it.
Can you walk us through the timeline from your first contact to getting your check?
With RDV, I think that we started around the end of June, or beginning of July, somewhere in there. And then I think I got the check in hand, I want to say maybe around Thanksgiving or so. And that's for the RDV, the case that no one would take, a larger case. Now, keep in mind one thing. I did a lot of the pre-work before Darren got involved. I was trying to represent myself. So all the doctor bills and notes and all of that from many different providers, I had already gathered together. I had already had a call or two with the adjuster myself before Darren stepped in. So it was a little bit easier in the beginning than it would have normally been for anybody else to step in.
Gotcha. So that was a slip and fall with a turning car accident. What kind of?
Yep, the other 2 were autos.
Okay.
Very quick. One of them the first one was about a month, I think, from the time that we actually. from the time that from the time that we, I think, filed to the time that I got it was less than a month, maybe 2 to 4 weeks. It wasn't a lot.
Wow.
That was last year. That wasn't last year's. That was in 2021. But 2022's didn't take us very long either. I think a couple of weeks from the time that we filed. Not the time that I started with Darren, but the time that we filed to the time that we got the check. I was surprised that one was so quick, and they were both larger amounts. Those 2 autos were larger than I thought they were going to be, especially this last one. It was we both thought it was going to be. RDV, we had no idea until we got down to the end. I guess I'm lucky that it was worth anything. Being the track record, but Darren worked magic and he knows what he's doing, and I just put my trust in him.
You're making this easy for me, Eric. I gotta tell you, man, these are just great responses. Now
I chose him he was doing RDV. I had a different attorney to handling the auto case, and he was more like underperforming for me. I wasn't impressed. So Darren offered to take the case, told me what his percentage would be. It was a no-brainer, so I switched it over to him. And then last year, when I had another auto situation, right away called Darren like it was like a no-brainer.
You know what?
I'm young. I'm 40. I'm 42. So I mean, hopefully I don't have another accident in my lifetime. But with my track record, I'm young. I needed Darren in my back pocket. Or attorney. I never called him my professional name. I'll say attorney Odesnik, just for the record.
That's okay. You can call him Darren's fine. You mentioned an interesting point. So, how would you compare the attorney that was no bueno to Darren? Like, what made you seek out a second opinion?
Darren's contacts are very pleasant, even just the way he addresses things on his emails, and he's always seems like he's on top of things and letting you know like where he's at with things, as much as he can, being that he's juggling a whole bunch of cases. The other one, I felt like I had to push more to get response, or I hadn't heard back in a week on something that was important to me, and I'm like, this is who's representing me. It was, and I was referred to them too by an attorney that represented me before I ever moved down here a few years ago when I had a larger auto case. She referred me to him because I was still living in Orlando when that case started. I didn't move down from Orlando.
That's a very, very, very common. I was the guy behind the 411 pain campaign for a long time. I know the PI space very well. That is the number one complaint is I called my attorney, he didn't call me back, or I can't get in touch with my attorney. So you would say that Darren's the opposite of that. He responds, he gets in touch, he communicates with you.
He communicates. If he's going to be out of the office, he'll let me know ahead of time, which is really nice. But yeah, I had to buckle up and buckle down and, just put my trust in him if he's going to represent me, because I'm not the attorney as much as I would like to be.
Are you an attorney?
No. A lot of people told me I should have been an attorney, like a prosecuting attorney years ago, but no, I'm not. I don't have the letters next to my name.
I understand. Me either. Well, I'm an attorney by adjacent. I'm a lawyer adjacent. The personal injury category gets a lot of unwarranted or warranted criticism. In your own words, I guess, can you let us know why it's important to seek legal representation when involved in an accident?
When involved in an accident, first off, you don't know right after the incident what kind of medical bills that you're going to incur and what really is going on within your body. Even if you don't need to go to the ER right away, you might need chiropractor or other type orthopedist or massage therapist, physical therapy. I mean, there's so many things. Why would you want to risk having to shell out a dime if you don't have to? And
Okay.
you also don't know the law, and you don't know what the other person's going to do, depending on what happens. If the other person, if you hit the other person, they're going to go possibly, seek legal representation. You just don't know what's going to happen, and it doesn't cost you anything monetarily to hire an attorney.
Right.
So for the medical bills alone, it makes sense to move forward, I think.
Okay. I think you covered everything in my question. You were phenomenal. I mean, really, those are some great. I mean, those are unscripted. Those are great answers. I couldn't have asked for a better.
Thank you.
I mean, that was fantastic. So, did he help you through? Did he guide?
I only charge $100 a minute. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, me too. Did he walk you through the way to the medical treatment and everything, and make sure you were treating and you're feeling better and everything else? Did he go work that?
Yes, he did. He would periodically, I would let him, but I was very vocal. I would let him know, I'm going to so and so today, or he might mention about so and so, orthopedist. He knew, you're going to be going to see an orthopedist. Okay, when I didn't want to go and see a surgeon again for the last accident, I said I want to see a surgeon. I want to see an orthopedist. He said no problem. He asked me how I'm treating with the chiropractic office, how that's progressing, or the physical therapy. So he knows, or he'll ask me, are you still doing both PT and chiro both, or just one, so that he knows where we're at with the bills and where I'm at with my treatment.
And what about shit? Now I'm old and I can't think.
He's very good at settling bills. I will tell you that.
Reductions, yeah.
Yes.
God, I just had a great question for you. Oh, to make a big generalization, you can assume that the personal injury attorney gets a bad rap, the ambulance chaser, all that feeling. That's just what the world is. So, but after working with Darren, now what is your perception of someone who's a PI attorney?
They're a professional just like I am.
Okay.
I just don't deal with doctors and attorneys and all of that, insurance companies all day.
Right.
But they are professional, and say I did need more medical attention after we settled. I chose not to, but if I did, I would have had the funds to.
Okay. All right, Eric. I think that's it. You gave us some great information. So you're feeling everything's okay. You're good. You're healthy. Everything's good.
Yeah, I've been working for a while now. I'm good.
Okay. What about your property damage? Did you handle anything but your car and damage? How'd that go?
My car got fixed through the case.
Okay.
And then I forget if it was before or after I had issues with my car. I had to spend money to get it fixed. My car, and then I had to spend a ton on repairs because I drive far, about an hour or more to work every day. So my car's gotten a lot of attention this year.
Did he help you get that fixed, or did it just came out of the case and that was it? Did he help with the property damage? Some attorneys do, some don't. I don't know if he does or not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You would have to ask him.
It's not a bad thing. Some attorneys do, some don't. It's not a bad thing.
You have to ask him. I want to say no, but you have to ask him.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it's okay. That's fine. All right. That was it, Erica. That's fantastic. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Don't send us a bill though, okay?
I'll have Darren send it to you. No, I'm kidding.